Park. Laurel Park has first post time for 9 races setting at 9:10. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $6,718. We then go to Monmouth Park. Monmouth Park is next. Now, Monmouth Park's scheduled first post time was at 9:50, but it's an early post time today. Keep that in mind. Early post time at Monmouth Park today is at 9:30. It is Haskell Preview Day. They have 12 races on the card today at Monmouth Park, and the first post time is at 9:30 at Monmouth. Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $6,703 there. Of course, 5 straight stakes races in a row. We went over these yesterday with Jonathan Hardoon. The Pegasus, which is a prep for the Haskell for 3-year-olds, at a mile and 16th will be the 8th race on the card in that one. Garamond is the 8-5 favorite in that one with Flavien Prat scheduled to ride. In the 9th race, the Monmouth Stakes, which is scheduled on the turf course at a mile and 1/8 for 3-year-olds and up. We don't know if the bad weather got as far as Monmouth Park there in Jersey. But the Monmouth Stakes is scheduled on the turf at a mile and 1/8. That's the 9th race on the card. Then we go to the 10th race, the Salvador Mile at a mile on the main track for 3-year-olds and up. And a field of 9 there. Flavien Prat aboard the 6-5 favorite in that one, Bishop's Bay. Again, if Flavien Prat rides at Monmouth, he is scheduled on the favorite in that one as well. The 11th race is the Eatontown at a mile and 16th, scheduled for the turf. For fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, a field of 7 in that one. Flavien Prat sits on the 8-5 favorite in that one, too. That's Maggie Go in the Eatontown. And then the 12th race is the rescheduled Ladies' Secret Stakes at a mile and 16th for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. And in that race, Flavien Prat sits on the 2-1 favorite there. And Occult the favorite there. So Pratt's at Monmouth today. He's going to have a big day on the favorites. Again, first post time at Monmouth Park early at 9:30 for the Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $6,703. Next comes Delaware Park. Delaware Park has 10 races today, 5 stakes races. The Alapocas Stakes is the 5th on the card. The Alapocas Run Stakes is the 5th. The 6th race is the Abia. The 7th race will be the Cape Halpin. And the 8th race will be the Delaware Derby. 9th race will be the Delaware Oaks. 10 races at Delaware Park. First post time 9:35. We're going to take a quick check of those fields with Jonathan Hardoon in just a moment. Valterra Park is next. They have 8 races at Valterra Park. They got a super high 5 carryover there of $10,673 and a first post time of 9:35. Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky has 10 races today. Churchill Downs, their big Pick 6 jackpot carryover now $760,835. $760,835 at Churchill Downs. 10 races, a couple of stakes races. The early one is the $175,000 Monomoy Girl Stakes. The Monomoy Girl Stakes at a mile and 16th for 3-year-old fillies. Features the 3-year-old debut of the 2-year-old filly champion of last year, Immersive. She is the 4-5 favorite with Manny Franco aboard in that Monomoy Girl. A field of 6 before scratches. That's the 5th race on the card. And then the other stakes race is the Charlie Wood. The Charlie Wood is the 10th and final at a mile and 3/8 scheduled for the turf at 4-year-olds and up, and a field of 10 in that one. Churchill Downs' first post time is at 9:45 with that big Pick 6 jackpot carryover exceeding $760,000. Gulfstream Park is next. Gulfstream Park has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $104,091. They have 11 races today. A reminder that there'll be mandatory payoffs tomorrow at Gulfstream Park. First post time is at 9:50 at Gulfstream today for their 11 races. Woodbine Racecourse is next. They have 11 races. Woodbine has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $17,835, and their carryover there, again, for the Pick 6 jackpot, $17,835 at Woodbine. 11 races. First post time is at 10:05. Belmont at Aqueduct. Going to be an off-track today at Belmont at Aqueduct. The $150,000 Coupe Joy division of the New York Stallion Series Stakes is the second race on the card. That was scheduled on the outer turf course. Now it's 6 furlongs on the main track. The 6th race off the turf on the main track at the corresponding distance of 1 1/8 miles. And the ninth race is also off the turf. That's scheduled at 1 mile on the main track, from 1.16 miles on the turf to 1 mile on the main track. And then the 10th race scheduled for 6 furlongs, the same corresponding distance on the main track from the turf course. So the races 2, 6, 9, and 10 are off the turf. First post time at Belmont Park at Aqueduct, Belmont at Aqueduct, with a 2-day pick 6 carryover of $124,619. First post time is at 10:10 at Belmont at Aqueduct. Santa Anita kicks in at 12:30. They got 12 races today at Santa Anita, a couple of stakes races. The Possibly Perfect is the 6th on the card, scheduled at 1.25 miles on the turf for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up. A field of 6 in that race. The 6 to 5, to make that the 8 to 5 favorite in the morning line, Mrs. Astor, is also rescheduled to run in Sunday's tomorrow San Juan Capistrano, so we don't know which race she'll go in yet. But she's the favorite. She goes in the Possibly Perfect today. The Daytona is the 10th race on the card at 6.5 furlongs on the turf for 3-year-olds and up. A field of 8 in that one, and the favorite on the board at 6 to 5 is Motorius with Antonio Fresu. First post time Santa Anita for their dozen races today is at 12:30. Emerald Downs is next. Emerald Downs, 8th race. Make that 8 races on Emerald Downs schedule. First post time is a 150 with a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $10,973. Horseshoe Indianapolis has 8 races. Their first post time is at 2:10. Then you've got Canterbury Park. They've got 8 races. Their first post time is at 3 p.m. Evangeline Downs has 9 races. Their first post time is at 3:30 with full fields there. Prairie Meadows has 8 races. Their first post time is 4 p.m. 4 p.m. at Prairie Meadows. Charlestown also has a first post of 4 p.m. They have a feature race today, the $75,000 It's Only Money Stakes. That's the 7th race on the card. Charlestown pick 6 jackpot carryover, $46,241. First post time is set at 4 p.m. And then we wrap it up with Los Alamitos tonight. Los Alamitos pick 6 carryover, $32,291 for tonight at Los Al. 6:40 is their first post time. 8 races, 3 thoroughbreds, 5 quarter horses, and the last race is a $75,000 stakes race at Los Al this evening, 6:40 first post. All right, we're going to go to Jonathan Hardoon now. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. You survived.
Yes, a lot of people out there may not know, but we were down for the first portion of our show as far as YouTube, but we got you guys back and running again. We got you back and running again. I was always on, but I was kind of sitting here waiting for the technology to kick in. Anyhow, yesterday we were talking about maybe going over the races just to take a look at those races at Delaware Park, but all I got to say at Delaware Park today is with the 5 stakes races there, at Delaware, they've got the Ala Pocus Run Stakes, the 5th race on the card at 6 furlongs. And in that race, the 8 to 5 favorite there is Bichirino with Paco Lopez aboard.
Yeah, and people should keep in mind, Ralph, that there is a good chance that the rain is going to hit Monmouth and Delaware Park.
Oh, man.
I don't know if it hit it yet, but it certainly could be headed there. We had a lot of rain in New York by Aqueduct this morning, so I guess it depends which way it's blowing, but they are calling for rain. Listen, Buccarino is fine. I mean, the horse, 6 for 12 lifetime. Paco Lopez is spending his day at Delaware, so you have to pay attention. One thing about Delaware, though, Ralph, it's very important to have a race or a work over that surface. It's similar to Oaklawn Park. It's very tough to ship in and win. But in this race, for example, the only horse that's actually run over the track is Sunny Breeze, the 3-horse. So everybody is up against it the same way. And honestly, that's why I don't like playing the track because of that reason.
Okay. The Ovia is the 6th race on the card, and you talk about Paco Lopez spending the day there. He's on a 15-1 shot in that race, Malibu Beauty.
Yeah, for Gary Capuano, who does a good job in Maryland for the most part, but he's shipping in there. It's a tough, wide open race. The 2-horse Ragtime Bell, a little interesting, makes her first start for trainer Brittany Russell, who's having a terrific year, and another terrific meet there. She's 3 for 5. Just an interesting price horse.
And scheduled to ride there today, at least scheduled on mounts right now, is Ired Ortiz Jr., Joel Rosario, John Velasquez. They're all there for, and Junior Alvarado all have mounts if they stay on those mounts in the Ovia, and that is the 6th race on the card. The 7th race is the rescheduled Cape Helen Stakes. This is at 1.5 miles on the turf. I don't know if they'll keep this on the turf. Remember, this was canceled a couple of weeks ago as well. So there are 11 that are scheduled to go in the race, and Junior Alvarado sits on the favorite K Army.
Yeah, it's amazing. You're right, Ralph. Ortiz is there. Velasquez is there. Junior Alvarado is there. Jose Lozcano is there. Mm-hmm. So they're all there to ride. Listen, when Pletcher and those guys show up, well, they're going to follow, especially when they have opportunities to run in these big stake races.
And that's a $200,000 race there. The favorite in the race, again, K Army, which could be the hunch bet of the day since this is the 250th birthday of the United States Army. So there's
yes,
the
it is
of the day for sure. All right, the 8th race is the Delaware Derby at 1.16 miles for 3-year-olds. I don't know any of these 3-year-olds really, and it's a wide open affair.
It certainly is, and you're not the only one that doesn't know any of these 3-year-olds. A lot of people probably on your team here. I don't know. I'm not familiar with any of them. It looks like a wide open event. Brad Cox ships in Admiral Dennis, so there you have another service horse if you're looking to play hunch plays.
All right, you got it. And, of course, John Velasquez will be sitting on a 15-1 shot, and not La Hooligan after passing the $500 million mark in his horse's earnings. And let's see, Ired sits on Academy, which is another kind of a hunch bet today, which is at 6-1 in the morning line. So that is a wide open affair there. All right, the Delaware Oaks is the only graded stakes race on the card. It's a grade 3 for $300,000. And, of course, for 3-year-old fillies going 1.16 miles. 9 go to the post in this one. And Margie's Intention is the lukewarm 5-2 favorite there with Luan Machado aboard.
If you remember, last time out, this horse was making her first start for trainer Brad Cox in the Black-Eyed Susan, and we actually loved her that day. She ran very, very well. If she repeats that race, she'll be very tough in here.
I would think so. And Fondley sits there at 7-2 with Ired Ortiz Jr., and John Velasquez doesn't have a mount in the race for the Delaware Oaks. Just a quick thumbnail look at the Delaware Oaks today. We already went through the Monmouth Park races yesterday. Is going to be it's really going to be really two nice racing cards, both at Delaware and Monmouth. I just hope that the weather kind of skips north of them and stays out of their way. That's for sure. All right, let's just a thought about the Monomoy girl with Immersive coming back. I know that she was the champ last year, but she's coming off the bench. And you know when they say when these horses come back and return to the races, the best possible time to beat them would be in that first race back, right?
I agree with you, Ralph. We always try to beat these horses. They're not squeezed for their top effort first start back. So if they're going to ever be vulnerable, it usually is their first race off the bench.
And I'm not going to give anything away for Jonathan today. All I can tell you, folks, is get his sheet for Churchill Downs because he does not have Immersive on top as his selection. I will leave it at that, and I will tease for you there. All right, let's get some of your picks.
Okay, let's go to Belmont at Aqueduct and look at the 8th race today. Only one late scratch in there. Take out the 7, Trade and Balance. The rest of them go, leaving a field of 8. And I like the number 2 horse in here, Diabolical. Rafael Santana climbs aboard for trainer Jenna Antonucci. This filly has 8 career, this Colt Gelding has 8 career starts, and he's actually improved in each and every one of them. He gets to go that extra half furlong today. He's listed at 6-1 on the morning line. I like number 2, Diabolical, to upset and win today's 8th race out at Belmont at the Big A.
All right, 8th race at Belmont today. You like Diabolical. That's the 2 horse, Diabolico. In that race, and right now they have the track labeled Muddy. The track labeled Muddy for the opener at Belmont at Aqueduct. 8th race, you like the 2 horse. All right, let's go to San Anita.
Okay, we're going to look at the 10th race today. This is the Daytona 6.5 furlongs down the hillside turf course, and it's a wide open betting event. And I like a price horse in here, Ralph. I like the number 6 horse, Lovesick Blues, a 7-year-old gelding from the Liberato Baracchio barn. Took over the training 3 starts back. Ran very well down the hill 2 starts back, and 10-1, just too big a price to pass up. Number 6, Lovesick Blues, upsets and wins this year's Daytona Stakes.
All right, the Daytona Stakes at Santa Anita, 6.5 furlongs on the turf. Number 6, Lovesick Blues is Jonathan Hardoon's play. Giovanni Franco aboard there in the 10th race, the 6 horse at Santa Anita. Don't forget, Jonathan has full sheets for Belmont at Aqueduct today with that 2-day pick 6 carryover, at Santa Anita today with the 12 race card there, and at Churchill Downs, especially to take a look at the Monomoy Girl. Where can they get them, my man?
JONHJRDOON.com. Thank you, Ralph.
Thanks a lot, Jonathan. Bye-bye. All right, we're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, hopefully we'll get Mr. Rich Eng aboard as they continue to work out in the mornings around the country. I know our chat box is chatting away, so if you go to YouTube, our page, and subscribe, you can start chatting his way as well. We'll be right back.
Here we are in Houston, opening up our first veteran village. This beautiful building that's going to house 161 homeless veterans. Any veteran that risked their lives and is struggling with PTSD, mental illness, addiction. We also building what I call comfort homes, 500 square foot homes. These are for older homeless veterans, so they have their own space and giving back some of their dignity, from their independence, and most certainly giving back their life. Go to T2T.org to learn how you can change a veteran's life forever.
South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rock and dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grandview Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show, every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grandview Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grandview Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
All right. Well, it's going to be an interesting day, both at Delaware Park and Monmouth Park. As you know, today's the Haskell Preview Day at Monmouth, and hopefully that weather that's going through the Northeast will kind of skate by these two tracks, I hope, because they don't get too many days when they have big race days, and we'd always like to see those little tracks have big race days with the nice weather as well.
Yeah, worried about the rain, worried about the grass course. And, I know they've got all these stakes races on the grass, but they do have to think about the grass long term for the rest of the summer. They can't chew it up in one day and then ruin the rest of the turf racing for the campaign. So tough decisions to make. I hope they can get them in, Ralph.
Yes, so do I. Richie, I know that we have, a lot of races at Santa Anita today. We've got 12 races at Santa Anita today. But you also, on your sheet, have a simulcast pick each and every day. And those simulcast picks do very well. I've been watching the stats on that simulcast pick. Doing very well.
Yeah, thank you. I think I've won the last 5 in a row. I had a horse called Chilled at Churchill Downs yesterday, and it's nice when those horses run. That's a free perk for anybody who picks up the sheet or subscribes for the month. So I always try to find a little meat on the bone in that simulcast race, Ralph. I know we're short on time, so the two things. The horse I gave out yesterday, Lyle, the Crocodile, that is the kind of horse, Ralph, I would put on my stable mail, because if people bet and watch the race, this horse was rank as heck coming out of the gate under Hector Barrios. And even Frank Miramati in the middle of his call said, rather than fight the horse, Barrios let the horse run. So he took the lead down the backside, and then he opened up 3 lanes in the middle of the stretch, and looked like he might steal it, but he kind of hit a wall about 100 yards from the wire and ended up fourth. But that's the kind of horse I'll put in my stable mail, because if Philip D'Amato can get this horse to relax, I think this horse has plenty of talent. So that's Lyle the Crocodile for stable mail. As far as a horse for today, Ralph, let's go to race number 8. It's 6 furlongs on the grass. I'm going to go with the number 2. What Makes Sammy Run? This is a really evenly matched field. I just think Fresu can get a nice trip, stalk in the speed, finish. As long as he has a clear lane, I think this horse runs over the top of him, Ralph. Number 2, What Makes Sammy Run, in race 8.
I agree with you with putting that horse from yesterday on horses to watch to get him to come back, and I'll play that horse again if he's in the same type of race. Today, the 8th race at San Anita, your pick is number 2. What Makes Sammy Run? Well, we hope Antonio Fresu figures it out and gets him to run and gets to the winner's circle. In the 8th race, the 2 horse at Santa Anita is your play, and I will, as I did with Jonathan Hardoon, I will tease for you. Your simulcast play today on your sheet comes in one of the stakes races today at Monmouth Park. So make sure you get his sheet today covering all the races at Santa Anita and that simulcast pick at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. Thanks a lot, Richie. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right, we're going to wrap up the show. Coming back, I'm going to give you Jerry J's plays, and we'll go to Southern California where John Lindo is sitting in just great weather. Not a problem with the weather in Southern California. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book. South Point Studio.
Is that what
I would argue it is.
There's value with underdog prices in series.
I would lean to the under here.
My numbers are saying I got to bet the Tigers. 2-way. When in doubt, we use that favor, that extra nickel.
Sports by the book. South Point Studio. Forget about it. The best.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 9 great days of racing starting on Friday, June 20th. The opening weekend will feature the $100,000 Bertrando Stakes. Plus, the summer meet will include the running of the Los Alamitos Derby on Saturday, June 28th. We'll also have a holiday racing program on Friday, 4th of July. And our on-track handicapping contest will be on Saturday, June 28th. Daytime racing returns to Los Alamitos. Opening day is Friday, June 20th.
The Race Day Las Vegas show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All right, back on the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. I'm going to give you Jerry Jacovitz picks right now, and then we'll get to John Lindo to wrap up the show. Let's go to Belmont at Aqueduct. Now, I just checked the scratches, and so far the pick is not scratched or the link up, so we're going to hope that it stays that way. But you go to the 7th race today. It was scheduled for the main track anyhow. And in the 7th race today, we're going to give you the 8-horse, Active Duty. Number 8, Active Duty, with Romero Marat aboard. Okay? The 8 is the key. The link-ups are 1, 2, 4, and 7. 1, 2, 4, and 7. Also, on Jerry's sheet, I want to give you this note, that on Jerry's sheet, the 4-horse co-conspirator has a capital M, which means he really the horse does perform well on a muddy track. And this horse is 20-1 on the morning line. However, I'll have a feeling that it'll get bet because of the fact that the horse will probably like the track conditions. So make sure about that 4-horse co-conspirator if the track is still off by the 7th race today at Belmont at Aqueduct. Again, the play is the key horse is the 8, The 8-horse over 1, 2, 4, and 7, and reverse at Belmont Park. At Santa Anita, Jerry comes in the very first race, and that's the first post time is at 12:30. Remember, 12:30 early post today. In the first race, Jerry's pick is number 4, Jaguar John. Number 4, Jaguar John at 5-1 on the morning line is the play, and the link-ups are 1, 2, and 6. 4 over 1, 2, 6, and reverse in the opener at Santa Anita. Those are the plays off of Jerry J's Power Pages. Of course, we know he's still on vacation, but the Power Pages for both Santa Anita and Belmont at Aqueduct available at jerryjspowerpage.com. All right, now let's go out to Southern California where John Lindo is at. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man. Well, I tell you what, John Sadler is really hot. He had another 2 winners yesterday out of 5 starters.
Yeah, his horses are running out of their skin. We had mentioned he was 9 for his last 23, and I think he had 8 seconds and 9 wins. So that's 17 out of 23 first or second before yesterday. 2 more winners yesterday. So, we're going to follow the vapor trail.
No kidding. And Phil D'Amato's throwing the barn at everybody. He's got had 21 runners between yesterday, today, and tomorrow. He got 1 winner on yesterday. Of course, the last race winner, that big favorite Tease Touch that paid $420 there. But he looks like he might have a big weekend as well.
Well, he's got grass horses, Ralph. They don't race on the turf at Los Alamitos, so he's got to get them all in and get starts in and over the weekend and get ready for Del Mar.
Yeah, no question about that. Interesting racing day yesterday at Santa Anita. And, of course, today we've got a couple of stakes races, the Possibly Perfect and the Daytona. Which race do you think Mrs. Astor will go in? Is she going to stay in the Possibly Perfect or take on the boys tomorrow in the San Juan?
I don't have anything definitive, but I'm guessing she goes against the boys tomorrow in the San Juan. That race came up light, and I think she's the favorite on the morning line in that race, and obviously a little bit more prestigious race than the Possibly Perfect. So, if I'm the owner and the trainer asks me which one you want to go, I would just say if you think she'll get the 1 3/4, let's run against the boys.
Yeah, and she obviously the handicappers and the morning line maker think so because they got her as the favorite in the San Juan. It's always a fun race to watch, though, isn't it?
It is. 1 3/4. You use the entire length of the Santa Anita turf course, and I love the hillside races anyways. And it's fun because it's different. You don't see it but once a year, and when you're at the same meet like we are at Santa Anita for 6 months, you see the same races over and over again. It's fun to see something new.
Well, we wind up the Hollywood meet tomorrow at Santa Anita. Of course, that means mandatory payoffs in all of the pools. No carryovers going into today. We'll wait and see. And a special race in the 4th race today is in honor of, they're going to name the race in honor of Professor Gordon Jones, who we know had dedicated his whole life to this great sport of kings and did a lot of good stuff to teach people how to handicap, etc. And they're going to honor him. He passed away just a couple of months ago. They're going to honor him with the 4th race today.
Yeah, it's terrific. He did a lot of nice things for people who have been in the press box in Southern California for many, many years. And it's nice that they honor him. I think his daughter Joanne will be out at the racetrack today, and several of his colleagues will be out there too. And I'm sorry he's not there, but it's good to recognize a guy like that because he had a positive influence on California racing.
Well, we know one thing for sure, that he and our man here, Patrick McQuiggan, that was here at South Point all these years, are back together again. And they're holding seminars at that great racetrack in the sky.
Well, they're probably playing the Pick 6 carryover at Aqueduct today.
They probably are. All right, John, we'll cut to the chase and get a pick today.
Looking for some value. Let's go down to the 12th and final race. So we got to pace ourselves today. It's going to be a long day, Ralph. In the 12th race today at Santa Anita, number 11, Severe Clear, looked like she needed her sprint debut. She's out of a route winner and is related to a route winner, so I think she wants 2 turns. Stretches out today in a race where the favorites are just average on numbers. It's ripe for an upset. 10-1 on the program. Number 11, Severe Clear, should move forward in the 12th race today at Santa Anita.
Ooh, nice 10-1 on the morning line with Tiago Piera, that's having a very productive meet, kind of under the radar, but he's having a very productive meet there at Santa Anita. The 11, Severe Clear, 10-1, Piera aboard. the 11th and the 12th race today at Santa Anita. You got a dozen races today, and John, 12 more for the curtain dropper tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to be busy. And remember, early first post time today and tomorrow, 12:30.
Yes. Do want to remind everybody that the Lindo report for all of Santa Anita today, all the races, the selections, and of course the suggested late pick 4 and all that goody information that we share on the show, all in one comprehensive Lindo report, one sheet. It's available here at the South Point in this gaming capital. The only place you can get the Lindo report is here at the South Point Racebook, and it is free of charge here, complimentary to the horse players because they love horse players here, and of course the John Lindo report as well. And John, we want to remind everybody that you will be continuing with the Lindo report, of course, for Los Alamitos when that ramps up next week.
Right. They kick off next Friday at 1 o'clock first post time. Excuse me. I'll probably do some Churchill Downs on the Thursday. That's the dark day for Southern California. And we'll look at those pick 5 sequences next weekend at some of the other tracks. And wherever there's maybe a really good sequence, we'll put something together there as well.
All right. You got it, my man. And as we wrap up this Saturday show, I wanted to give a shout to Ann and Sean, who did a great job. The computers and everything crashed just moments before we went on the air this morning. And they were working like crazy to get us back on and running so we can get you guys on location into the show for the watchers and the listeners out there. So I want to give them a high five for that. They did a great job on that. And we also want to remind everybody to say happy birthday to anybody who is in the Army, because it is the 250th birthday of that great defensive team that we have in America called the U.S. Army. Okay? And wrapping up this show, one more thing to say, John, and you can say it, my man.
Have a great race day, everybody.